Hey everyone, I just wanted to make this video because I wanted to tell this sort of advice to the people who's on the similar path as me, who is actively chasing their goals or trying to achieve their dreams or something along the lines similar to what I'm doing, which is you can always change the plan, but never the goal. And what I mean by that is life can be incredibly unpredictable. Like anything can happen to you and life could throw anything at you with no specific date. You could never have predicted that it could have happened, and that type of event may or may not have slowed you down or delayed your progress in some way. And you know, for example, you could have probably lost all your money. You could have suddenly lost your job because the boss didn't let you. You could have suddenly had a heartbreak or had broken up with your partner, or you might have ended up in an accident, and all of these things might happen to you all of a sudden. And in those events that might happen to you, you might end up temporarily delay your progress or delay the current path that you're supposed to be on just because that type of event changed you in a way where you had to probably take a break from the current path to recover from that sort of event. And you know, whatever happens to you, you know, you shouldn't ever remove or change the goal. Like, you could always change the plan. If you maybe lost money, if you lost your partner, or something that happened that caused you to lose your progress in some way. At some point, you should always be thinking about what to change in your current plan and not the actual goal. Like, you should never ever quit on your goal that you've set for yourself. But what you can change is the plan or the vehicle to get there. Whatever happens, whatever life throws at you, you could change the plan. You could always adjust your plan or way of doing things to achieve your goal, but not the goal itself. Because you could end up in any situation and it might not be in your favor. And it might end up either causing you to lose a lot of progress or delay it or completely stop it temporarily. And what I would say is that you're allowed to do whatever you can to change your vehicle, to change your plan or your way of doing things to get to your goal, but you should never ever change the goal itself. Like, you could always, for example, let's say you're in a race and you have a certain destination that you need to run. You could always change your plan on how to get there. You could always slow down. You could always get a new vehicle or maybe try some other thing to get to the destination. But getting to the destination itself, you should never ever quit upon. And like, you're not, you know, you shouldn't be shamed of changing your plan or switching to something else when something happens to you, as long as you stick to the goal. You could get sick, you could get into an accident, something happens to you that's bad. You could always adjust to the situation as long as you should stick to that goal. And it's because that it's not really a race. Like you have enough time to recover, enough time to switch up your plan, change or adjust to your situation so that you could still put yourself in a way where you still get to your destination and not quit it. And that's kind of what I've been doing. For the past 2 years, I've kind of failed multiple, opportunities or business models or high value skills. What I did not do is quit. Because right now, even though for 2 years I had procrastination problems, I had a bad work ethic, I failed multiple business opportunities, tried different bunch of high value skills, and although I failed, what I didn't do was quit. I either delayed for a bit or switched to another opportunity. But I never changed the plan, sorry, changed the goal of trying to become rich and trying to be successful. And, no matter how long I get there, honestly, no matter how long it takes, no matter what vehicle, what business, what sort of way that I get there, it doesn't matter as long as I get there. Doesn't matter if it's changes. Doesn't matter if it changes. Doesn't matter if I have to delay like a few times. What matters is actually getting there. Slow, fast, a different opportunity, whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is getting there. And some people just quit to their goal. Most people just after they fail, after something bad happens to them, they just entirely quit and just forget about the dream or the goal that they have, which they shouldn't do because once you have a goal, once you have some sort of dream that you have, that was put there onto you for a reason. And whatever life throws at you, whatever obstacle that might happen, you could always change your plan, but without changing or removing the goal. Like you could have hurdles around the road, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go to the goal. It just means that you need to adjust your way of going through there so you could avoid the hurdles and actually get to the goal. And that's what I have been doing. I've been trying a bunch of stuff, but I never quit. I just tried different other ways to actually make it. And sure, yeah, it takes a while, obviously, but I never sort of lost the feeling of getting to my goal or getting to the place or situation that I want to be. It just never disappeared in me. The goal never left in me. So I always just adjusted based on my situation, find other opportunities to make this work. And this is kind of me. I don't really want to quit on my goal. I know that I will get there, and no matter what life throws at me, I would still get there. Regardless if it will take a while, regardless if I fail another time, regardless if I delay another time. But what's guaranteed is that I will make it, and that's what's important. And I will always just change the plan, change the way I'm getting there, but never the goal itself.